Hello, in this demo, I will show you how you can use Cisco Packet Tracer for the RFID-enabled door access mechanism, and also how you can use Bluetooth technology to connect various devices in the Cisco Packet Tracer using the discovery mode option to discover the device and then pairing option to connect those devices. And then I will show you how you can access IoT-enabled devices from smartphone in the Cisco Packet Tracer. So to begin with this demo, we will be using Cisco Packet Tracer. So in the Cisco Packet Tracers, you can see at the bottom left corner, so we have various options. For example, the network devices, we have end devices, then we have components, we have connection options, and so on. So for each options, for example, the network devices, we have subcategories like routers, switches, hubs, and wireless devices, and so on. So for this demo, I will be using one router. So I am selecting 2911 router. Also, I will need a switch. So I will select a switch 2960. And also, I need a server. So server is an end device. So I will go to the end device. And from here, I will select this end device. And in the end device, I can see this server. I need this server because I want IoT devices to get registered with this server. Now for the IoT devices, so first I will go to the home. So here I can find a door. So I will select door as an IoT device. And since I want to control this door using the RFID card and also RFID card reader, so I need RFID tag and RFID card reader, and I can find those two in the smart city option here. So when I will click here, so you can see here that we have an RFID reader. So I will select this RFID reader, and also I need this RFID card. Okay. Now, to make it more understandable and easy to recognize the devices, so I will name them. So instead of IoT 0, I will name it as door. This one RFID reader instead of IoT 1, and this one as RFID tag. Okay. The next step is to configure the door interface. So I will click on the door, and then here I will click on this advanced option, and in the advanced option I can see here IO configuration, input output configuration. So I will click on input output configuration, and then I will click on the network adapter. So I will select the 1 CFE network adapter for this door IoT device. Now to connect those devices, I will go to the connection options, and in the connection options, I will select this automatically choose connection type option. So it will select a suitable cable to connect to devices in this network. For example, switch 0 with door. Also, switch 0 with the RFID reader. Same for router 0, and also same for server. So now you can see server link, door link, and also the RFID link, they are green, but the router link is red. So I need to configure this router first. So for that, I will click on router, and here I will select this configuration. In the configuration, I can change the display name to R1. Also, I can change the host name to R1. Here I will click on this gigabit in Ethernet interface 00, and here I will assign IP address to this interface. So I am assigning 192.168.1.1 with a subnet mask of 255, 255, 255, and 0. So currently you can see that this interface is red. It is not activated because its status is off. So I need to change its status to on. So I can do that by selecting this port status and check this option. So now you can see that it has become green and it is now configuring itself. I also need to enable the DHCP server so that IP addresses can be assigned to the IoT devices. So for that, I will go on this command line interface mode, and here I will type IP DHCP pool IoT, and I will then specify the network, and the network is actually 192.168.1.1 with the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255 and 0. Okay, so now the configuration of this router is done. The next step is to configure this server. So I will click on this server. I will go to the desktop and I will click on the configuration, and here I will assign IP address to this server. So that should be the static IP address. So let me assign 192.168.1.15, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255 and 0. And the gateway, default gateway IP address should be the IP address of that router, which is 192.168.1.1. So now the IP configuration is done for this server. The next step is to enable services on this server. So we need to enable IoT services, and in the IoT services as IoT registration server. So the service is the registration server. So I will click this on. So now it will act as a registration server for the IoT devices. The next step is to activate or create an account for the registration of this server. So for that, I will go to the desktop, then web browser, and here I will type the IP address of this server, which is 192.168.1.15, and here I will see that the registration server login. So currently I don't have any login username or password. So first I need to create an account, IoT account. So I will click on sign up. I will create an account with the username admin and password as admin, and I will create an account. So now I can see I have an account, but I don't have any devices connected or registered with this server. So to register the devices with this server, I will click on each IoT device. So let's start with door. So I will click on that door. I will go to the configuration option, and here I will select DHCP so that it can get IP address via DHCP from the router, and then to register this device with the server, I will go to the IoT server with the remote server option, and here I will specify the IP address of the registration server, which is 192.168.1.15. Username is admin, password is admin, and after that I will click on this connect. So now it will register itself with the server. Once it is done, you will see refresh, and if I click on the server, so now I can see that the door is now appearing here. So it means door is now registered with the server. Now I need to register this RFID reader with the server. So I will do the same process. I will go to the configuration DHCP so that it can get IP address via DHCP, and then I will specify the remote server IP, which is 192.168.1.15. Username is admin, password is admin, and then connect. So once it is connected, you will see this refresh, and when I will click on this server, now I can see that I have two IoT devices registered with the server. So now at this stage, RFID tag is not doing anything because the server doesn't know what to do when RFID tag is close to this RFID reader. So to create actions, we need to define rules on the server, and we can do that by clicking on this condition option. So I will click on condition, and then I will add a rule for this one. So let's say my first rule is RFID tag is valid. And how can I check that the tag is valid? By reading the value of RFID for the RFID tag ID. So if the ID of this tag is equal to, let's say, 1001, then I will say that the RFID status is valid. I will add another rule in which I will say RFID is invalid. It means if a tag with different ID is close to this RFID reader, so it will not read it and it will not perform any action, like for example open the door. So for that, again I will say if the RFID reader ID is not equal to 1001, in that case the RFID status is invalid. So you can say here, in the previous one we say if it is equal, and in this case we are saying it is not equal. So we have defined two rules. In the first one we are saying equal, so that is valid. If it is not equal to this one, then it is invalid. The third rule will say what to do if it is valid and what not to do if it is not valid. So I will add another rule in which I will say door open. And when the door will open, if the RFID reader status is valid, in that case, open the door from lock to unlock. I will say keep door lock if the RFID reader's status is invalid. So in that case, don't open the door, keep the door in the lock position. So now I have defined four rules here. Now, if I click on this RFID tag, so here I can assign ID to this tag, and that can be done in the attribute. So by default, it is 1001. If I change this 1001 to, let's say, 500, so it means this is different from what is defined in the rule. So in that case, if I bring this RFID tag close to the reader, you will see that it is not opening the door, it is red. Okay, but if I change this to from 500 to 1001, in that case it will match with the rules which is defined in this server. So now if I bring this RFID tag close to the reader, so you can see that it has accepted the card and the door is opened for this tag. Okay, so in this way you can design an RFID based door access mechanism in the Cisco packet tracer and in the real life. In the next step, I will show you how you can use the Bluetooth devices to connect with each other in the Cisco packet tracer. So for that, I will go to the end devices, and in the end devices, I can click on this home option. In this home option, you can see there are various home devices available. So first, I will select this music player. So this is also an IoT based device. Okay, and for to make it more clear, I will rename it as music player instead of IoT3, and then I will select a Bluetooth enabled speaker, which is this one. So this is a Bluetooth enabled speaker and it is represented as IoT4, so I will rename it as B speaker so that it is a Bluetooth enabled speaker. Okay, so to connect these two devices with each other, I need to enable the Bluetooth interface on these two devices. So first I will click on this music player. I will go to the configuration, and in the configuration I have two interfaces, wireless interface and Bluetooth interface. So I will click on the wireless and I will disable this wireless interface. Then I will go to the Bluetooth interface. I will enable this Bluetooth interface on this music player. Same I will do on the Bluetooth speaker. I will go to the configuration. I will disable this wireless interface and I will enable the Bluetooth interface. So now Bluetooth interface is enabled on the speaker and also enabled on the music player. The next step is the discovery. Is there any Bluetooth enabled device nearby? So for that, I will click on this discover icon on the Bluetooth. So it will discover that there is a Bluetooth enabled music player, which is this one. So to connect with that, I will select the device and then I will click on pair. And now you can see that these two are now paired, so they are connected with each other. Now, to make it more interesting and complex, this diagram, this circuit, this network. So again, I will go to the network devices, and in the network devices, I will go to this wireless devices option. So in the wireless devices option, I can see that there is a home gateway, which is this one. So I will select this home gateway, and in the home gateway, I will go to the interface. So I will enable this wireless interface. So in the wireless interface, you can see that SSID is equal to home gateway, this one. So this is important because we need this SSID to connect uh, other like the IoT devices with wirelessly with this home gateway. We have LAN, so here you can see subnet mask and the IP address assigned to that gateway, and internet, so DHCP is used to acquire the IP addresses. So to connect this one with the switch, again, I will go to this connection options. I will select this automatically choose connection type to connect switch with this home gateway. The next is I will select a smartphone. So smartphone is again an end devices in the like end device options. So in the end devices, I can see that there is a smartphone here. I will select this smartphone, and I will connect this smartphone wirelessly with the home gateway. And I can do that by clicking on the smartphone, go to configuration, and here I can see three interfaces: wireless, 3G, 4G, and Bluetooth. So I don't need Bluetooth, so I will disable Bluetooth. So currently it is disabled. Same for 3G, 4G. I don't need 3G, 4G connection. I will disable that. But I need an wireless interface, so I need to enable that one. But currently it is not connected with the home gateway. The reason is SSID name is different. Here it is default. I need to specify the SSID of this home gateway, which is actually home gateway. So when I will specify this one, so then it will connect with this home gateway. And now you can see that smartphone is wirelessly connected with this home gateway. Now to connect this music player with the home gateway, I will go to the configuration and wireless interface, and I will enable this wireless interface. When I will enable this wireless interface, so this music player will then connect with this home gateway. Okay. Currently, this music player is not registered with the server. So you can see here on the server like the IoT monitoring section. I need to specify the IP address of the server, username, password, and then I can see that only door and RFID readers are registered with the server. To register this music player, I need to specify the remote server options. Okay, so let's first go to this use another end devices. Let's say light. Here is light. So it is IoT 5. So let me rename it as light. So currently it is wirelessly connected with the gateway. I don't need wireless connection. So I will disable wireless interface. Okay. And also I need to connect that with the switch using 1CFE interface, as I showed you in the previous like door connection. So I will select this one, and then I will go to connect switch with this light. Okay. Now once the link is active like green, then I can configure this light and to get IP address via DHCP, and also register this light with the server. So I can do that by clicking on this light, go to the configuration, and here select DHCP. So when I will click on the DHCP, it will get IP address via DHCP from the server when the link is established. So now the link is established, it should get the IP address via DHCP, and then register it with the remote server, which is 192.168.1.15 with the username admin and password admin, and then connect. Okay, so now it is connected. On the server side, I can see that door, RFID reader, and light are now registered with the server. Okay, let's check this player. So now here I need to register this player, music player with the server. So I will do the same, like specify the remote server address 192.168.1.15 with the username admin and password admin, and I will connect with this with the server. Okay, so now it is connected, and if I click on the server, so I can see that music player is now registered with the server, and it is an IoT device. Now to control those IoT devices from the smartphone, so I will click on the smartphone, then I will go to the desktop, and I will go to the web browser. So when I will click on the web browser, I need to specify the IP address of the server, which is 192.168.1.15, and then it will ask me for the username and password, which is admin. So from the smartphone, as you can see here, from the smartphone, I am accessing this server using a web browser, and I can see that there are 4 IoT devices currently registered with this server. So I will see what is the status of door. So currently it is locked. So to unlock, there are some conditions which must be specific, like met. So I can't like unlock because I need an RFID tag close to the reader. But if I go to the light, I can see that there are some status like on, dim, and off. Currently the lights are off, so I can switch on the light. You can see the status has changed. I can dim it. I can switch off that light via phone. Same, I can play a music using mobile phone on this speaker via this music player. So if I click on this icon, so you can see the status has changed, and now it is playing the music. Okay, so if I want to switch off the music, so I can just click. So I can control all these IoT devices using a smartphone, because I'm accessing the server through smartphone. So this is a short demo about how you can connect RFID reader to a network and create conditions and actions for the RFID, and same how you can connect the Bluetooth devices in the Cisco Packet Tracer, and how you can control various IoT devices using smartphone. Thank you for watching this short demo.